Hello guys, right, little update. Couldn't get my diesel heater to fire up, and so I'm going through my normal. Well, it was firing, but it wasn't running quite right. And on my chamber sensor, it was showing it was up to temperature fine. It was up to well, it was above the overheat sensor, which is 280 C. Yeah, I was getting on the inside of the chamber 350 on the gauge, which results inside the chamber. Yeah, I mean, I've had a thermocouple in there in the past, and even I just dropped it. Hold on. In the past, and it gets to over 1000 C on number 2 setting. So what I was trying to do was clear a blockage that I knew was in there somewhere. And right, like I said, 330, 340C, I put both the glow plugs on and whacked up the supercharger and had an extreme meltdown. Even look at that bit there, this metal ring completely melted. And it also melted, I don't know if you can see in there, the bit in the middle. Because the bit in the middle is the only bit, if you get a magnet, yeah, this is stainless steel. That's clever, isn't it? So that's metal there, that's metal there, that's metal there, or steel. So this really, really nice weld that you see on here, yeah, this really nice weld is where they've joined. Obviously by a robot, nobody could weld that good. This is stainless steel, yeah. So I do have a plan B coming along. I mean, you can see it was running. I'm going to put the torch back down in there. I was running here on easy start to get it to fire, and God did it fire. It really did. Okay, plan B coming up. I do have a plan. Bye for now.
Hang on a minute, lads. I've got a great idea. Uh, uh,
Okay, just to follow on to the last one. Okay, you can see it was running hot. Nothing melted down inside, which is good news, considering it was way beyond its tolerances. But every single screw came loose, even though I put lock thread on them. Yeah, which I don't want to do really with a 4mm screw, but they came loose. This hole that hopefully you can see here, this is where my second glow plug gets out until these two little plugs that I've got here. So I've done away with the normal glow plug plugs, and these are high ampage. Yeah, so I can put a good 10 amps through them without worrying about them bloody melting. You probably noticed that I've still got the casing off. I think I've showed you in the past. It's because I've actually cut the thing in half and put these clamps on so I can remove the arse end of it without having to disturb the exhaust, everything. Everything is all still connected. Yeah, ECU, all still plugged in. Everything, basically. What else can I show you? I've forgotten to. And let me think. Oh yeah, so there's my fan. You can see there's even that running at 1500 degrees in there. That has not melted. The bearings are still nice. So, okay, my plan is the nickel strips of the research show me that they melt at 1430. So my plan moving forward is stainless steel to try, which is melting point of 1550. So if they melt, the whole chamber should melt because that chamber is stainless steel. And I've also ordered some titanium, which has a melting point of 3450, I think. So with that in there, that will definitely not melt down, and I can carry on running dual fuel and have the ability to, even when it's running really hot, I can still put my glow plugs back on. Yeah, this is what I found out was blocked. This is my exhaust that goes out through the wall and goes straight up like it does on an old diesel truck, and I had that on the top of it to stop the rainwater going in, and this was blocked. This was the cause of all the problem. Okay, I'll give you some updates when I have some new materials. Bye again. Let me show you something that I hadn't realised. I mean, I was showing you that I burnt the middle out of my chamber. I'm thinking, well, how's that possible? Yeah? And I don't know what made me do it, but okay, so I got a magnet. Yeah. That's stainless steel. That's stainless steel. The middle bit is not stainless steel. The bit that completely burnt away, that's stainless steel. That bit's not. That bit's not. That bit's not. Okay, so like I said earlier, they've done a join between steel and some form of pot metal. Then I went through the rest of my chambers, yeah? So that one's magnetic in the middle. Stainless steel there. Steel there. Or some form of pot metal. Then I eventually found one. Stainless steel. Nothing. The middle of this one. This is not magnetic. That ring is, where they've done this lovely little weld round here. Yeah. Even that bit there where they've welded the two. So that is stainless steel. That is stainless steel. I hope that's in view. This is, I don't know, could be stainless steel. The pipe is non-magnetic. Clearly it doesn't go rusty. So I would guess that's stainless steel. So this is the one I'm going to shove in there now. One of the early ones. Yeah, that's magnetic. Magnetic. The pipe is stainless steel, but this is not. When you see that funny little braze they do, where they join the pipe to, yeah, stainless steel there, then all of a sudden, boom, turns to metal. Clever. So you really don't know what you're buying. You don't know if you're buying good stuff or you're going to put a magnet on it. So this is the one that's going to go in there now, and that is very, very nice inside. This is the one I put in my tank with caustic soda and run a current through it to blast all the crud off. As I'm waiting for my materials, I've made a temporary, if I can, it's in front of the heater. Can you see this? So these, I don't know if you've ever, let me just show you. I don't know if you've ever tried drilling a hacksaw blade, yeah, but they are really high carbon steel and you end up getting smoke off your drill bit and you still don't get a proper hole. So I've got loads. Well, I've got, I don't know how many on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got 8 fingers. I've tested them with my blow lamp and I can get them up to 1600 degrees. And at 1600 degrees, they are cherry red. So they will work the same as my nickel strips on my afterburner. And they'll tide me over until I get me titanium and stainless steel. So when you do heat them up, I mean, obviously you can see they're magnetic, they've got steel in them, but they're high carbon steel. When you heat them up and they get cherry red, let them cool down, put a pair of pliers on them, and you notice they don't snap, yeah, like the nickel, yeah. I think the nickel failed is we've all watched Forged in Fire and what have you. You see these guys making knives and what have you, and they quench them and quench them, all of a sudden they become brittle. Now, because I'm impatient when I want to go in, and it's been running at 300 degrees for 5 hours, I whack my supercharger up, I override on the main fan, and I'm cooling it down too fast. That's what's causing these to fail. I thought it was just pure heat. It's not. It's because I'm not doing the proper cool down cycle. I'm forcing cold air through the inlet manifold using my ducted fan, yeah, and I've got the main fan flat out, and even coming down from 300 degrees, it takes 15, 20 minutes, yeah, before I can turn it back and let the actual ECU take over and do the last cooling process. I think I'm overcooling them. That's what I think. I think I'm calling them too fast, and that's what's causing the failure. I don't know if you've seen these. This is a new copy of the Webasto pump silencer. So it's basically fluid in, fluid out. It's going to have a rubber diaphragm in the middle, and the idea is it shuts it up, quietens it down. I mean, the reviews I've read on them, this is a Chinese copy of what Webasto I've just spent a long time trying to make. And some of the reviewers say, yes, it cuts the pump noise down by 95%. And some say, well, you end up with an E8 error, which is you're not getting any juice through at all because you completely lost the pulse due to the fact you've got a rubber diaphragm in there. So I'll let you know. This is £4.50, so if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it's just going in the bin. But it'll be interesting to see until my others turn up. So these are stainless steel bolts I've put on the end, and they've been Loctited with red Loctite, yeah, which is the permanent one, and they're stainless steel bolts. So, like I said, I've tested this very, very high temperature, and it didn't deform, it didn't buckle, as long as it does its job. Yeah, which is make sure that nothing leaves that chamber until it's burnt, because then you start getting the build up of the crud. Okay, right, that'll do for now. So get yourself a magnet and find out what you've got before you start putting it through its trials. Okay. Okay, a quick follow on. So out of all the chambers that I've managed to drill and tap in the past, yeah, there's never been a problem. Never, never, never. I can drill straight through them. But the one I showed you that for some reason wasn't magnetic, I God knows what it's made of. But as you can see, I've gone through every drill bit in my box. I couldn't even get an eighth mil, a 1/8 drill bit through it. It was rock hard. So I don't know what that metal is. But it's got to be something like titanium because it's harder than a drill bit. Yeah, I mean, some of these you can see here that these are like drill bits and you can do a thread at the same time. They were snapping off in there. Yeah, so what turned into what normally is a 20-minute job took me 4 hours to drill it bit by bit by bit. I'm using a Dremel. Okay, that's me big sod there that I use for putting the thread in. And that's a 10 mil thread. So you're going to need a 9.5 mil drill, then a tap. But even when I was tapping it, it was like, oh my God, I'm going to snap the tap off. It was so hard. But I did manage to do it. And it's all up and running. What I do like to do after, obviously, once you've disturbed all your gaskets and whatever, you might have new gaskets, but it's still worth getting your CO meter and just putting it in the flow of your heat just to make sure, yeah, that it is reading 0 and nothing's packed up. Okay, let me take you out to the heater. So this, let's see if we can zoom back a bit. Come back. No, it doesn't want to. Right, we are running at 241C on hacksaw blades inside. Yeah, so it's actually running cooler than when it was running on nickel. So when it was running on nickel, it was 247. I'm now at 242. So the hacksaw blades are doing what I expected them to do, which is run cooler. So when I do bring the oil on, they're not going to melt. You see my O2 reading there, 19.8. I did change for the thermocouple for the one that came with the new blue gauges, but this one only pokes straight in, so I'm getting a lower reading. So this is the type that I had in there before. Yeah, so put it through and it literally was in the flame as it was coming out of the tube. So that would give me the difference. I don't know, 206, it's not bad. 107. Yeah, it's all getting, it's still pretty hot. I think I prefer this one because I know that's right in the middle of the flame and that gives me an early indication whether it's fired properly. Yeah, okay. I think I'm about done. So now I'm about to switch it over. Well, let's see if I can melt high carbon steel hacksaw blades using oil. Okay, bye for now. Okay, so we've got 10-15 minutes running on dual fuel, which is old engine oil and diesel. You can see we're up to 318 on the chamber, and we got pretty healthy there on the first sensor. And what's this, 19 point? Oh, having a little fit there, 19.5 after the cat, yeah, that one there. So it's time to turn him. Oh, it's still climbing, so I'm going to turn him down. I don't want to fry it before it's. Let me show you the results inside the workshop. Considering it's 3 degrees out here, I think I can live with that. Yeah, I think I'll take my coat off now. So, yep, you can do it. It doesn't go bang. I've turned it down, but it's hardly dropped the temperature, which is quite surprising. It's on setting 2 now, so we can hover around the 300 mark. Well, let me just show you this. This is it's got 2 here. One where the heat comes out of here, yeah, and one right beside the overheat sensor. So 298. So the overheat sensor is 280, then it cuts off. That's why I've put a resistor in line. Yeah. So that's pretty bloody hot, isn't it? Alright guys, hopefully some of you can upload some videos of your projects and what have you. Yeah, because shared knowledge is helpful for everybody, isn't it? Yeah, I mean if you can run your diesel heater for £2 a day, yeah, gives you motivation to get out in your workshop. Okay, bye for now.